with y'all, fully focused, back at it again with another video. Today I want to talk more about monk mode, typically within what happened recently within my friend group, right? They were interested in monk mode, but what I talked about is how monk mode is helpful. I'm going to dive deep into more of the essence of monk mode and how to get into mode. So this is all going to go into some scientific theory. I understand that some people may be religious, me as myself, but acknowledge more of the scientific observations that we have developed as humans throughout, I'll say, about thousands of years. And it doesn't have to be within a belief, but just understand the concept, because generally these observations are from predicted models, recorded data throughout time and time again, which then translates to those predicted models, which is has a high probability of becoming true, right? So within monk mode, you have to understand that now this is going to be directly towards men. Monk mode, we have our killer instincts, right? We have our instincts, the fight or flight, testosterone, mating. What you have to do is acknowledge, especially within people that are relationship oriented, i.e. the guys that try to go out and try to get all the girls or something, or focus on women. You can't be focusing on women right now. Yeah, your testosterone levels will boost, because when you're in monk mode, you're essentially doing semen retention, right? You're not having sex, you're not focusing on women, you're just focusing on yourself. What's going to happen is that testosterone is going to build up and it may cloud your judgment. What happens is that there's post-nut clarity, and then there is pre-nut obsession, or pre-nut haze and post-nut clarity. Post-nut clarity is a temporary, state where, after you bust, are not sexually driven because you have derived your testosterone to a lower level, or you have, ejaculated all your manhood out, right? This is scientific and pro science that we're talking about, that I'm confused. So what you have to do is understand that, the more times you bust, the more times you are dependent on that post-nut clarity. Understand those are urges. Me, myself, I've dealt with it a lot more. I manage it a lot better than I have before when you're younger. Me, I'm 22. It's hard because within our instincts, we're driven to reproduce, right? That is what we're programmed. That's what we're programmed to do. You can acknowledge that, but something that a lot of the great people have done, Endo Champ, Denzel Washington, Mike Tyson, what you have to do is, once you control your body, you control your mind, then anything is possible. You can't be weak man that can subject to the urges, or subdue to, whatever, the tension is. The person that folds under pressure, that person's weak and cannot accomplish anything, right? If you are mentally strong, then anything is possible within your grasp. Now this becomes in terms of time, how long it will take, in terms of the frequency, how frequent, you'll get those urges. That all comes down to you, man. It can get really tough. I know. I've been through that. My friend's been through that. It can mess up your life because you don't get your priorities straight. It's all about self-discipline. Something that I struggled with before, and even my friends, but especially when we were younger in our teens, even most recent, you could say about when I was 20, even 21. Right now I'm 22. Sometimes when I was 21, but the thing was is that it was different because I was more sexually active. Beating your meat and all that, it is cool and all. Once in a while, that's not bad. We can go into semen retention a topic a lot later, but it's just that, if you do it too much, where I fall that, my friends fell into that, my closest friends too, is that you are subjected to, your urges. You fall flat. You can't resist. You fold under pressure. How are you supposed to fold up? Who succeeds when they fold under pressure? It's usually the people that don't fold under pressure. They don't succeed. Now, what I did is what it takes time but you have to build a habit. It takes 21 days to build a habit, right? So within those 21 days, right, this is obviously it's subjective. It doesn't have to be necessarily 21 days, but this is from human studies from, oh God, what was it? Was it APA? Where it will take 21 days to develop a habit. So when you go 21 days within not subjecting or subduing to your urges, you're more mentally strong. Now, this goes into a neurological philosophy, or not philosophy, neurological observation of behavior, even though science is a philosophy. It's just that you have your frontal lobe is sort of, I believe it's your rejection center. I could be stand corrected, but it is your rejection center. The stronger your neural connections are correlated to how often you use those neural connections. So when you reject your urges more frequently, the neural connections become stronger. The parts of your brain that you do not use as much tend to have weaker neural connections, so you don't have that anticipation or that quickness or the strength in order to combat what you want to do. Same goes muscle memory. You keep on repeating ball handling. Those neural connections, those motor skills will strengthen within that particular area. Driving, writing, anything that you do. That's just how our brain works and how our brain operates. So you have to train yourself in order to subdue those urges and say no. The rejection center. Train yourself. Monk mode, you have to train yourself to not pay attention to these women or pay attention to people that are not really beneficial to your life. They don't provide value. Monk mode, essentially, you are leveling up. It is an important piece because you are mastering the art of either being alone or you are alone a lot more often, right? And this is the time to focus on yourself, where you want to head at, what you want to do. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the gym, but monk mode is when you're leveling up within your SMV market, right? I'm bringing in some Red Pill knowledge. Try not to, but you have to. It is a Red Pill philosophy, right? Is that a Red Pill philosophical idea? Is that you want to become the best version of yourself? You want to level up, and that's putting your time, your energy, your resources back into yourself. So you have to let those types of instincts go. But when you want your instincts to be kicked in, is you want to unleash the animal when you're in the gym, or unleash your inner beast into whatever craft or what that you want to do. It doesn't have to be the gym. It could be coding. That's something that I relate to. When I'm in my code academy or I'm trying to learn from a YouTube video, I'm in the zone, right? I picture myself, I forget everything else. I'm just in the zone. I let my instincts, from my curiosity, your IQ, your intelligence, it just kicks in. You have to let your instincts take over, but know when not to let your instincts take over. Essentially, it's how bad do you want it, How bad do you want to become better, or how bad do you want to progress within a certain aspect? Me, myself, I know, I'm only 22. I'm still figuring out life, but I'm way ahead than I was a year ago. Way farther ahead I was 2 years ago. Even way farther ahead than I was 3 years ago. And it's something that you get as you get older. You become more wise, but taking in as much wisdom as you can is an advantage. Knowledge is power, because you can't operate without knowledge. Once you have knowledge of something, you are dangerous within that field, right? Become more knowledgeable in your craft. When it's working out, learn more of, hypertrophy, strength training, your eating habits, resting periods, recovery rates, resting time between sets, types of exercises, strain, the frequency per rep or per set or per resting period. Become more knowledgeable of that. If you're a scientist, read more of organic chemistry, or physical chemistry, analytical chemistry, quantum theory if you're a physicist, right? There's more ways of becoming better. Understand the essence of monk mode. The essence of monk mode is time for yourself. And generally, I myself love monk mode because naturally I'm an introvert. I'm an antisocial extrovert. I'm extroverted when I need to be. I'm introverted naturally, right? That's something that you have to. Only people that relate to that only people that are like that can relate to that. But it's something that you will appreciate over time, especially when you get older, because you get tired of dealing with people that really waste your time, energy, resources, and you will find people that will uplift you. Like recently, within my internship, I met my boss. My boss, great guy. He taught me a lot of things, and the people within my team, that's a great experience with when I was in monk mode. When I entered the job, I made these connections and I worked with these guys, right? They helped me. I become more knowledgeable, a better engineer, right? And I have taken off. Within my boy, when I'm in monk mode, I'm in the gym, I have reached new limits of my body that I've never reached before. And that's within a year of training. I've taken this more serious than all the years of training my body than I have prior to. I have reached more progression within this period of time in monk mode than I have ever before. And honestly, that's why I'm leveling up. I usually be humble about it, but I can see myself now than a year ago. It's a completely different person, right? So how bad do you want it, man? You gotta push. You gotta breathe. If you want success, you want to succeed as much as you want to breathe, bro. That's really it. We want to become the best version of ourselves. 0.001, 0.01, 0.11%, it doesn't matter. We push forward and we don't look back. Focus on yourself, man. We don't need these distractions. And hey, it's okay. We slip up sometimes. We're human. I slip up. I slip up all the time, to be honest. I make mistakes. But because of those mistakes, you learn from the mistakes. Everything is a lesson. L's are not losses. They're only lessons, bro. Life's only how you see it. You make a mistake, you learn, move on. And you're going to make mistakes in monk mode. It's okay. It's okay. You let your instincts kick in. And you let your instincts be corrected if you move different. Monk mode is the time where you move how you want to move. Your own movement, right? You don't follow the wave. Focus on what you want to do, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. Build up your weaknesses if you want to, right? Explore new crafts, new skills, and become better. That's essentially it. Take the time deep in. Your instincts kick in. Your focus kicks in. When you're alone and your back is against the wall, the motivation will be there, bro. The motivation will be there if you seek it. And that's the essence of monk mode, and that's how we become better. Alright, y'all. I want y'all to succeed, and I want y'all to become the best version of yourself, because we're fully focused on that. We are fully focused. It's simple. We don't overcomplicate it, alright? Alright, y'all. Peace. On the next one.